Good morning. I want to talk this morning about stage 7 of the 8-stage learning design framework that deals with feedback. So it's very important, first of all, to just establish what the definition of feedback actually is in this particular learning context. And I think feedback is, from my perspective, should be seen as any communication with the student that moves them forward in terms of their learning process. So I differentiate between feedback and evaluation. So feedback for student learning and evaluation of the learning experience. So if I'm asking students to make a comment on their learning experience, I'm not asking them for feedback, I'm asking them for evaluative comment. And I think that's quite an important distinction to make. So what I would suggest one does is establish right at the beginning of your module and program that is your understanding for students. So you understand that feedback will be given to the student or shared between students, or students will derive their own feedback in order to advance their own learning. So I tend to refer to feedback as feedback throughout, something that the French sometimes refer to as continuous evaluation. So feedback throughout is essentially directly linked then to the learning process. And when I ask students to make commentary on their learning experience, then I'm asking them for evaluative comment, and we'll deal with that in stage 8. So it's very important that you take every opportunity to feed back to students wherever possible. You give them every opportunity to seek out feedback on their own learning progress. It's often confused between feedback throughout, is often confused with formative assessment. Formative assessment is effectively a form of feedback throughout, but is normally more formalized. So if you think about feedback throughout as being a slightly less formal process, and formative assessment as being a more formal process. But essentially you should look for every opportunity to reinforce the learning that happens at every stage by implementing a whole range of strategies, and there are some videos available to support those deliberations.